Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday, blessed Sunday to everybody. It's a Sunday morning, and it's time for another episode of Just Sharing. I want to ask you guys a question. The question I want to ask you is, what do you do for work right now, and are you happy and comfortable with it? Okay, so it would be great if you could answer this question for me. What do you do for work right now, and are you happy and comfortable doing it? That's our question for today. It's the question I want to ask you that is related to our topic. What are you doing for work? Are you a virtual assistant? Are you a social media manager? Are you a general virtual professional? Are you a writer? So what are you doing for work right now? Do you work in the call center? Do you work in government? Are you a teacher? Yeah, so go ahead and answer that for me. What do you do for work right now? And are you happy and comfortable with it? Anyway, I'll start with our topic for today. Our topic for today is, are you stuck where you are right now? Are you stuck? Well, I want to start by talking about Moses. We know who Moses is, right? Have you heard the story of Moses? Moses was the guy who freed the Jews, right? So the Jews were in slavery for hundreds of years, and Moses was that guy. He was the one chosen by God to set them free, to lead them to their freedom. He was like the man. He was like, wow, amazing, Moses. He was the guy who God told the Ten Commandments, right? He's the one who went to Mount Sinai. He's the one God told the Ten Commandments. He was like Superman, he's just like an idol for so many people. And Moses, he had this assistant. His assistant's name was Joshua. And Joshua did, assistant things, like maybe he was fetching water. He was helping him with, admin stuff. He was helping him record stuff, report stuff, parang VA lang. So just like what you guys do, for those of you who are virtual assistants. But Moses was just a guy. He wasn't a god. He wasn't a mutant or a superhero. He was just a human being. And eventually he died of old age, because that's what, that's part of being human, dying of old age. So Moses was this really amazing guy, right? He was like, wow, He freed the Jews. He brought them out of slavery. And yeah, we have here Joshua, who was the personal assistant, the virtual assistant of Moses. That's all he did. And he wasn't amazing or special or anything. And he was okay where he was, right? He wasn't he wasn't somebody who said, I want to be Moses. I want to be the leader. He was just okay where he was. But when Moses died, God chose Joshua as his successor. God chose Joshua as Moses' successor. He chose Moses' virtual assistant to take over, to be like the next Superman, And at that time, Joshua was just an assistant. He didn't have the responsibilities of leading an entire people, of leading thousands of people out of slavery. When Moses, his job was, when Moses had him do stuff, he just do them. That's what his job was. He was just the assistant. He wasn't really someone that the people looked up to. And he was okay where he was at that time. And most of us are pretty okay where we are, right? Most of us, we're pretty happy with what we're doing, right? With our lives, right? Some of us, we're working as virtual assistants. Some of us, we're writing. Some of us are doing social media stuff. Some of us are doing SEO stuff. And some of us, we have Amazon VA, we have copywriters, we have social media strategists. And most of us are pretty comfortable with what we're doing. We're happy with our jobs. We're totally okay with it. coaching other people, being what's this over here? Being a virtual assistant. We're totally okay with it. But let's think, if your client, God forbid, if your client passed away, would you be able to take care of the business? If all of a sudden your client, something happened to your client, would you be able to take over the business? That's scary, right? Are you or are you just comfortable where you are and happy where you are right now? Most of us are just comfortable and happy where we are, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing being okay with where you are. That's totally normal. You can always say no. Maybe if something happens to your client, he ends up in the hospital, or she ends up in the hospital, and she says, I want who's watching here, Joshua or Jade. You're going to take over the business while I'm gone. You can always say no, and that's okay. But I want us to read Joshua chapter 1 verse 3. And Joshua chapter 1 verse 3 says, "Every place that the sole of your foot will tread upon, I have given to you, as I said to Moses." So what does God say here? He says, every place that the sole of your foot will tread upon, every place that you will go, everywhere that you will step, I have already given it to you. What that means is God has already given land. It's already given to Joshua. Even before Joshua even walked in the land, even before Joshua explored the land. But Joshua had to explore the areas. He had to set foot in the areas. He had to step in those areas first. Now, what if God came up to you and he said, "Hi, Mao Mao," I'm just reading here. "Hi, Mao, I have given you all the land you set foot on. So everywhere you go, everywhere you step, it's yours." Wouldn't you just walk as far as you can and until you get so exhausted? Just, this is all my land, I just have to keep walking. Isn't that something you do? And the thing here is, with Joshua, God gave the land to Joshua even before Joshua set foot on it. He didn't even, even before he stepped on it, right? And the reason I'm sharing this with you, the reason I want to share this with you is because you may not know it, Maybe God hasn't come to you in a dream and told you this, but you may not know it. But God has given you so many blessings that you haven't even seen yet, that you're not aware of yet. At the time, Joshua didn't know of the lands that were given to him, right? It wasn't something that he hasn't explored the whole world. He wasn't aware of all the lands in the area. He didn't know what those lands look like. Just like you don't know what the blessings God has in store for you. Right? You don't know how they look like. You don't know, but the thing is, God has already given these to you. God has already given you these blessings. He's already prepared these blessings to you. What did Joshua do? He had to step out from the land he knew. He had to step out of the area. He was comfortable in a certain land, but he had to step out from it in order to claim the blessings, in order to get to the land which was given to him. And I think that's something that we need to do, Like I said, God loves us. God loves his people, and he has so many blessings in store for us. And he has prepared these blessings for us even. It's already given to us. These blessings are already there. But you have to step out of your comfort zone. You have to step out of the place. You have to explore the lands in order to claim the blessings that God has prepared for you. If Joshua never stepped out from the land he knew, if Joshua just, he said, God told him, go out there, go exploring, all that land is yours. And Joshua said, yeah, it's scary there, I don't know what's there. There might be spiders, there might be monsters, there might be ipis, I don't want to go there. There might be ipis there. And I'm just here. I'm okay over here with the land I have. It's fine. He wouldn't have gotten the blessings. He wouldn't have gotten the blessings for his people. And it's the same with you. Maybe you're looking out there. Maybe you're looking at the land out there, outside of your comfort zone. And you're saying, it's scary. What if I fail? What if nobody likes me? What if I can't do it? You'll come up with all these reasons. But once again, if you want to claim the blessings that God has prepared for you, that God has in store for you, then you have to step out of your comfort zone. If you don't, then you'll never know. You'll never know. You won't be able to receive the blessing that God has in store for you. I know you may be comfortable right now doing whatever you're doing, as freelancer in corporate, comfortable but not happy. Other people I'm seeing here, I know you may be comfortable right now, and some of you aren't happy, right? But I'm telling you right now that God loves you. God loves you. We know that. And because He loves you, He has so many blessings in store for you. But in order to receive them, you have to step out of where you are right now, where you're standing right now, and everything you've done in the past, all the things you've done in the past. You have to step out of that and into something new. If you keep on doing the same things you've been doing before, saying, I'll do this again because I'm comfortable with this, then nothing's going to change. You can't expect anything to change if you keep on doing the same things you've been doing before. If you want to get those blessings that you've never seen, if you want to claim and be blessed like you've never been blessed before, you have to do something new. You have to explore new lands. You have to step out of your comfort zone. You have to develop yourself. You have to learn new things. You can't stay stuck. You can't stay put. God has so many blessings for you that He has prepared for you. But once again, you have to explore. You have to get out of your comfort zone. You have, even if there are, monsters and scary things like ipis out there, you have to go out there and explore them, no matter how scary they are, in order to claim those blessings. All right, Flip. That's my message for today. And go and be blessed on this Sunday. So that's, once again, just to summarize, just to repeat my message. If you step out of your comfort zone, if you explore the areas that are scary, the areas that you haven't explored yet, if you do things differently than what you've done before, then you can get the blessings that God has in store for you. Happy Sunday, Flip. Have a blessed Sunday.